Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Tutor Impact TV with Toby. Hello, and welcome to today's video, which is about the yes ladder. So this is a persuasive technique, which hopefully you may be able to use to get what you want. And even if you don't put it into practical use, it's still interesting to hear about why it works, because it's revealing of how our minds as human beings function. So the yes ladder is a persuasive technique that increases the likelihood of somebody saying yes to a specific request or situation. So in his book called The Psychology of Persuasion, Robert Cialdini notes that much of human behavior is automatic, because this is the most efficient way for humans to behave, because you don't need to think of a new way to behave every time. You just fall back on your inbuilt patterns. And the yes ladder utilizes this fact of automatic behavior and also people's desire to remain consistent in their attitudes and actions. As we make multiple small commitments, we are more likely to agree to a larger commitment because of our desire to appear consistent. It's like, well, you agreed before, why are you not agreeing now? And we can see a very striking example of this. In one study, people were asked to put a large sign on their front lawns, which read, "Drive safely." And 83% of people refused. However, another group of people, when asked to put the sign on their front lawn, agreed for the most part. 76% of people said that the sign could be put on their lawn. So why were these groups so different? Well, something had happened before this question was posed, and it was a smaller request. The second group, before they were asked to put the big sign on their lawn, were visited by a volunteer who asked to put a 3-inch, very small sign on their lawn, which said, "Be a safe driver." And this is such a small request that most people said yes. But this influenced the decision that these people subsequently made for the larger sign. And this principle of smaller commitments leading to larger commitments underpins the psychology of the yes ladder, which I'll give an example of now. When using the yes ladder, you get somebody to say yes to a series of questions that start out fairly trivial, and this person is almost guaranteed to say yes to these questions. And each time they say yes, they are more likely to say yes to one of the upcoming questions. And studies have actually shown that it doesn't even matter if the preceding questions are related to the later questions. So for example, I could ask you if it's sunny today, and let's say it is, so you say yes, and then I could subsequently ask you, whether I could borrow some money from you. That wouldn't be a very good yes ladder, but it doesn't matter that those two questions aren't related. So now let's think about a slightly better example. So let's say that you have been struggling with some maths homework and you hope that one of your classmates will be able to help you. They might say yes if you just ask them outright if they will, but maybe with a yes ladder, you will increase the chances of them helping you, particularly if you don't know them so well. So this yes ladder could go something like this. So you could say, "Hi Mark, you're in Mrs. Smith's maths set, right?" And then he'll say, "Yes, I am. Is it true that you guys have already covered algebra?" And then he'll say, "Yes, we did it last week. You might already know these things." So they're good questions to ask because Mark will say yes. And then the third question, you would say, "Oh, I heard you did well in the test, so you must understand at least some algebra." And he'll say, "Yes, I suppose I do." And then finally, you can hit Mark with the big yes. Do you mind helping me with the algebra homework for 10 minutes this lunchtime? Yes, okay, that's no problem. So that's how the yes ladder works. It's a series of small yeses leading to, hopefully, a big yes. The question that you actually want Mark to say yes to in the first place. So this yes ladder technique works because as humans, we behave quite automatically and we want to appear consistent. So if we said yes before, we're more likely to say yes again. Thank you for tuning in to Tutor Impact TV with Toby. I'll see you next time.